but I'm not because I invested in tech. So, also look at that horrible injects. Oh my god, inject, queen. Inject. I'm just gonna sit here until you inject.
I think he also does see your Mutalisk pop out, if he's paying attention.
I don't know, did he see my Spire? Yeah, he does. He's
He definitely saw
sitting
your
right
Spire.
over it. Yeah, so he knows they're coming, so he's adding on a cannon. Or he's putting pylons to add cannons.
Yep.
So, yeah, as far as units, though, I didn't have quite enough minerals to get a whole lot of mutas all at once. So I have 6 right now. I have 2 more on the way, so.
You also temporarily supply capped.
Yeah. So I'll probably throw out like 1 billion overlords here in a second.
Yep, getting +1 melee carapace and flyer carapace.
Uh-huh.
Now, let's talk about the carapace, for example. Why do people go for carapaces instead of attack?
It just makes them more durable. I mean, the thing is, like, Protoss units are just really strong. So I've seen what people do sometimes is that they just try and rush to, like, 3 attack, like on ground forces, just to try and keep up with how powerful Protoss units are.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, you just go with carapace so they live longer. So, I mean, I don't know. At this point, like, my comp's kind of retarded. I mean, usually you see, like, Mutiling Bane, you know, or something like that, but for some reason I have roaches. Which I don't think I've actually made any roaches yet. No. But I have roach speed. Actually, no, I think I canceled roach speed. Yeah, it looks like I did.
Yeah, you did.
I had it started, and then I decided, well, that's stupid, because I'm not going to use it, so.
Right.
So, let's see how my mutas fare.
They go in, you know, cannon shows them, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know that I actually do a whole lot here. Trying to take out his gas. Gas is the best thing you can do to keep them slower on tech. Plus he's on 2 bases, so taking out 1 of their gas. Like, I took out all 3 of his probes on the gas there, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I lost a muta, so.
Nope.
And now I got 10 more incoming, 11 more incoming.
Yep.
So.
Templar Archives just finished. Blink is on the is being researched.
Yeah.
Oh, Greycore. These gates gotta be open, man.
Yeah, and I have just as many drones. Now I've actually passed them, but that's probably because I killed 3, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, now here I want to pick off the sentries.
Excellent. That's worth it. Well worth it.
Because that'll help my ground forces.
Yep.
And then I think... Oh, I didn't see the Immortal, but I probably... Well, it might not have been worth it to lose the mutas, but I really would like to get that Immortal if I could.
For 3 sentries? Absolutely worth it, in my opinion.
No, I meant to stay in and take out that Immortal.
Oh, I see. No,
Yeah.
no. That would not have been worth it.
Yeah, but so behind this, I know I did some damage to him. Let's see if I can remember the hotkey here. Yeah, I got a Ling out there to see when he expands and stuff like that. What the hell is... Units killed. Control R, that's what I pressed, motherfucker. There it is. Okay, so I've killed 5. He's killed 2 of my drones. I actually don't know what that was. And he's got a Hallucinated Phoenix here, just to kind of see what the hell I'm doing. So, let's see what he does. Oh, while he does that, I go back in and attack. I have 18 mutas. So I have just Carapace. I actually didn't get attack. He's getting Storm. He's trying to go to Colossus. Now, the only thing I'll say with Colossus is I don't know that I agree. If he knows I have mutas like that, he already knows I have Aspire. He knows I can react to that and get Corruptors. Plus, I already have the mutas. So I can just take the mutas and pick it off and get out.
Also, not the best idea to go Templar and Colossus, in my opinion. I mean, they both serve the same function, which is basically AoE damage.
Well, it depends. I mean, because if he wants to go Colossus and then have Archons, like, that's really strong. Now over here, he's trying to attack my 4th. Now over here, at this point, I'm just like, well, I'm not even going to trying to defend that, because he has a high ground, you know, whatever.
X, what are you doing? Get those mutas out there! Oh my god!
Yeah. I don't think he has enough for Storm. Yeah, he doesn't. So I pick him off.
I mean, that made the loss kind of acceptable now.
Yeah, but I mean, I took out a lot of his army, though. Look at the supply. I took out a lot of his army.
Sure. So here you get the full surroundings, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I send the mutas on the Colossus, and then I just have the Lings go and pick off what they can. And, you know, at this point, it's 38 supplied at 93. You know, economically, I took out a lot of his probes earlier, so, like, you see his second base, he has nothing.
Yep.
So, I mean, he actually has 5 probes on gas, apparently. But, yeah. So at this point, I got mutas flying around. I actually have overlords sitting in different areas. I have lings just kind of lying around. I have one, pretty much everywhere to try and make sure that he's not expanding. And that's pretty much because in the first round, I sent some lings in just to kind of see what's going on. I know they're going to get thrown away. So I just want to see, like, how much he actually has. So you see here, like, I'm just teching everything at this point. Getting pathogen glands, 13 more mutas.
+2 armor coming from
Yeah, Hive, getting banelings in case he just gets a whole bunch of zealots because he doesn't have gas. So I was just like, alright. But yeah, at this point, I kind of feel like I already won. But, honestly, I didn't know. Because I kind of felt that way in round 1 when I played. And I had no idea they had a third, which is why I kind of went out of my way to make sure I was scouting. And, I mean, I still probably could have scouted better. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on exactly in his base, but
I think it's more important to drone. Because, I mean, you're only at 49 drones.
Let me ask you this. Why would you have 2 Twilight Councils? Do you think that was a mistake?
I think it was probably just a misclick, honestly.
Okay, because I'm like, the only thing on there, if I'm not wrong, is Charge and,
Yep. Oh. Psystorm.
Yeah. At this point, I just really want that Colossus dead. But for some reason, I'm not attacking it. Which is pretty dumb. Now I attack it. And I probably should just run out with the mutas here, but...
Yeah, you really should.
I think I had enough that I just didn't care. Because I have 2 Carapace. And I have 18 mutas. I don't know how many I had going in. But yeah, at this point, I'm like, okay, if that was his whole army, this is over. So now I just pretty much A-move in.
It was, but I still think it was a terrible, terrible engagement. Cannons and stalkers.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're probably...
I lose all my mutas here.
Which is fine. I'm assuming you're freeing up your supply.
Right, but look at, I got 9 Corruptors on the way.
Exactly.
And I already had Greater Spire. I had 2 Spires down. So I could, like, do tons and tons of upgrades, which is something I stole from Stefano. So, yeah, I felt pretty good after this. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm sure I could have done better. I think Bregor's biggest thing is he needed to expand.
Absolutely.
And, like, once he saw that my third was down as fast as it was, he needed to punish that. And I don't think he did. So...
No. It was, I mean, well played on your part, I would say. Bregor, buddy, you gotta watch those things. It's tiny little things in game.
Yeah.
And I mean, easier said when we're watching. When we're not in game ourselves.
Here's one thing, too. I was just like, oh, my plan was just, like, drone like a motherfucker. But look, I still only had 49. So it just feels like you have so many. Like, when you're doing it in-game. But then, as Zerg, which is different from Terran and Protoss, you actually lose your drone. When you make a building, and that's, like, really weird to get used to. Yep. So, yeah. So, anyway, gonna go ahead and jump into Game 2, unless you got something else to say.
Nope.
Alright, let me check chat. So, yeah, that's probably the best game that I think, like, I can say that I actually learned something from the tournament and used it. Where the last round I was just like, okay, well, I didn't do this, and it pretty much boiled down to, like, I just wasn't scouting enough.
Absolutely. So. It's so important to scout. I can't emphasize that point.
Yeah.
Although I will say this about, everyone here. I would say if you are gold or less or lower in terms of your ladder league, don't focus so much on the micro. Don't be like, oh my god, look at that sick, like, stalker micro, marine micro, blah 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 blah. Just focus on macro.
Yeah. You got the Game 2 ready to go?
I'm ready.
Alright, so right now it's 1-0 in my favor. This map is... I probably should have looked at the name.
This is Shatter Temple.
Yeah, Shatter Temple. So, make sure my overlay is right, because I have it hotkeyed, and, I'm kind of a retard sometimes. Alright, cool. So, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so on the right we have Bregor, Protoss. He's gold Protoss, who is also gold, LOL. Um, and yeah, and on the left side.
Well, I would say more like the 12, 15 position. We got the Blue Zerg's Xantoniel. Now, keep in mind, Xantoniel is up 1-0.
Yeah, this is a best of 3, so I mean it's very possible that Breaker can win one and then it's even, and then we go to a tiebreaker. So, but yeah, yeah. I mean, if you guys don't know much about StarCraft, we can try and like explain a little bit more. But I don't know how much you guys know or don't know, so we're trying not to be like totally retarded with what we say. But Bregor here, kind of a big giveaway here is that where he puts his pylon, so you kind of know that he's not going to expand right away.
Right.
And the reason why you know that is just because he can only warp in buildings, with the exception of like his home building, which is a Nexus, within where this charge area is. So I mean, if he puts down the pylon here, then that means okay, he's gonna try and build off over here to try and keep me from like sending units out early. Like you'll see me send out my Overlord here, and what I'm trying to do is just see if he's close by air. And at this point, I do see it. Sometimes you can pull your Overlord back if you don't want them to know, but I'm figuring his probe's gonna come out anyway and check. And so I just want to see if he's forge fast expanding. So now I see the pylon, and I know that he's not.
So again, let me ask you, what was your plan for this match?
Honestly, I mean, without trying to give away the game or anything, like I honestly just felt like, okay, what I did worked, but I don't know that I want to do the same thing. I need to do something different, and so. I really wasn't sure. I was thinking maybe put on some early pressure or something like that. I didn't really know what to expect, just because he didn't forge fast expand. So I'm thinking maybe he's playing conservative, or it's because this is a little more difficult to wall off early. So,
Well, I mean, from the Protoss point of view, right? Since I kind of off-race Protoss a little bit, there are the standard I would say nowadays is probably forge fast expand with like cannon pressure, whatnot. Especially on a map like, as big as the maps are now. The other viable option, I would say, is a 3-gate Sentry Zealot expand.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they do 1-gate expands. So, I mean, this didn't mean that he had to, just wall off right there. It's pretty common that they do that.
Right. Well, I mean, you kind of have to wall off against her just in case of an early Zerg pressure.
See, now it looks like he wants to be aggressive because he puts a pylon down by my gold.
Right.
So...
At this point, I remember in the matchup, I think me and Simus were observing. We were like, "Oh my God, here comes the 4-gate! Here comes the 4-gate!" I mean,
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. We have not seen a 4-gate in quite a while now.
Well, I mean, you kind of like assume that there's going to be early pressure, honestly, when you're Zerg, because they all know that we want to expand quick. So, I mean, you kind of have to like be really good about selecting when to make units and when not to. So. Right now he's just throwing down his 2nd gate, I believe. Yeah, 2nd.
Right.
And he actually hasn't started warp gate research yet, which I'm wondering if he just forgot.
It really puzzles me, because at this point, Simus and I were going, "Wait, what? Why did he drop the 2nd gas? What's going on?"
Yeah. So I mean, he needs to get something. So he gets a sentry. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Now he gets warp gate research going, but I mean that could have already been started. So now here I'm going to send a Ling in to try and see what's going on.
And it just gets chopped.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually going to be a Zealot there anyway, but, I do know that he has a Cybernetic core, so... Sentries, whatever, Warp Gate research. I didn't see it chrono boosted at the time, so, I mean, that didn't really tell me much.
No. Well, I mean, it would have told you if it was a 4-gate, because there's no way in heck that he wouldn't be boosting his research if he was trying to 4-gate you.
No.
Because, I mean, a good 4-gate needs to hit around about, I would say, the 6:30 mark.
See, now, I don't know if you saw that just now. I actually had drones queued up, and I canceled them and made roaches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did you decide to be the aggressor then?
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
The thing is, I'm not sure why I decided to do that, because I didn't know that his Nexus was going up. Now, like, in hindsight, it's actually a good decision, because he's throwing a Nexus
it's very good. Right.
But I didn't base it on anything. It was just like, okay, I think I'm going to make some roaches. And, that was pretty much it. Now, again, I'm behind on drones, but it's because I'm trying to be aggressive here. So if I need to do damage, basically, is what has to happen. I have to do damage.
Right. Well, luckily for you, I would say roaches are a strong counter to what he's doing right now, which is basically 4 sentries and a Zealot. I mean, what is he going to do? He's going to force field you for a little bit, But then after that,